Do you think it's possible that our emotions that we've buried and never processed really are shaping our entire life? Is that possible?
It's absolutely possible. And they're finding more and more evidence of exactly how much influence our emotions, especially those buried, repressed, suppressed emotions, really affect our life. It affects us physically in our health. It affects our ability to have a good, strong relationship with other people. And it really just affects how much joy you have out of life. Are you someone who enjoys each day, or you kind of feel like you're trudging along carrying all this heavy baggage? So yes, our emotions, whether we're conscious of them or they're in the subconscious, definitely affect our lives. People get almost fearful when I talk about suppressed memories, right?
Yes.
Subconscious memories that have been buried, because they're expecting these big, scary things. And I said, it's more to me like the monsters under the bed.
Hmm.
As a child, you were always afraid, when the lights went out, there's monsters under the bed. But when you worked up the courage to look under the bed, there may have been an old toy there, a slipper, some dust bunnies, nothing scary. You have to feel it to heal it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're acknowledging what you're feeling. If you don't acknowledge it and say, let's say, and a lot of us do this, we're in a people pleaser mode. We want to make
Hmm.
sure everybody's happy. Somebody says or does something that hurts your feelings,
Yeah.
yet you don't want to get anybody else upset. You don't want to rock the boat. So you just, nope, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to bury that hurt.
Hmm.
That buried hurt doesn't go anywhere, but it sits there and it kind of festers and it grows and it gets louder and louder. And this is where you start, in a subconscious way, begin to loop through that hurt. You see hurt in a lot of different ways because we're all triggered every 5 to 8 seconds. And what I mean by triggered is there is a memory that's been repressed. It's been suppressed by the subconscious because it was not, you weren't able to really handle it at that time. It was too much for you.
Uh-huh.
A lot of this happens when you're a child,
Yeah.
right? We don't have a mature conscious emotional consciousness. So what is attached in that memory? Everything you were feeling and everything that your five senses was taking in. What you were seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And this is the subconscious taking this in, not your conscious mind, because your conscious mind filters a lot out. If it's not
Hmm.
important to the conscious mind, it doesn't pay any attention to it. So let's say you were standing in a room that was painted blue and you saw your parents fighting for the very first time. You're 3 years old and it's a loud fight, right? You get scared. You feel unsafe. You feel very vulnerable. All it takes from there on out is that blue color to trigger that memory, and you start feeling those emotions all over again in a
Uh-huh.
very subconscious way. So, what it's helpful, what's necessary to do, it doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter if it was your parents fighting. What matters is I felt insecure, I felt fearful, I felt vulnerable. Yes, I felt that. Feel it now. Let it move through my body because it gets stuck there, right? Let me move it through my body. Let me just breathe it. Yes. Okay. I felt it. I've acknowledged that. I now do I want to stay in that place? This is where it goes from the reactive part to the conscious mind
Hmm.
where you choose your response.
Uh-huh.
No, no, I don't choose to stay in that fearful, vulnerable, insecure state of mind. I can handle myself. I can protect myself. I'm safe. And then memory will no longer be triggered when you see the color blue.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what does, and here, please talk about what you do exactly during your sessions. So, what does it mean to process a suppressed emotion like that? So, it doesn't have to be a very dramatic or long process,
No,
or we don't even have to necessarily out loud verbalize it, just we
no,
can do it in ourselves.
right, right. So what I do is all done via muscle testing. It's not talk therapy. I never ask anyone to relive painful times.
Uh-huh.
We do everything through muscle testing. So we find where there is what we call a core limiting belief. We'll say that it's something that's there that limits your ability to really enjoy life.
Hmm.
Just it holds you back in some ways or mean. We find out what emotions are associated there, okay, through muscle testing. And then I just ask the client, okay, I want you to really feel that emotion. Let's say it's fear of the unknown. We all have
Mm-hmm.
that, okay? So I know you have felt this before. I want you to feel right now fear of the unknown. Feel that. Really feel that. Because a lot of times when we feel fear, the first thing we want to do is push it away.
Yes, absolutely, to dull it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So feel that. Really feel that fear. Fear of the unknown. You're ready to start a whole new chapter and you have no idea what's coming up. Feel that. Okay, you feeling that? Okay, just breathe. Take some breaths. Just let it settle. Let's let it. So it's the intensity drops down. My name's Starla Vanny, and I am a emotional integration coach. Okay. And my main tool that I use is called the Lifeline technique. So we're going to be learning about Lifeline technique and tools that you can learn to use for yourself. So first of all, what I'll talk about is the difference of the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind controls, this is where we think, make decisions, where our hopes, desires, and dreams live. This is where our identity lives. If somebody says, hi, tell me about yourself, this is where we pull from. The subconscious mind is a whole nother realm. We're not even aware of what goes on in there. This is what controls our body. This is what protects us in the moment from physical dangers and emotional dangers. This part of our mind doesn't think, doesn't judge, doesn't make decisions. It just reacts to the environment. And this is where all of those trauma-based memories and emotions are hidden. And those emotions, while they lay there in the subconscious mind, still hiding out in short-term memory, continue to get triggered every day. And as they're triggered, we feel the exact same emotions like we're back in the moment. So we're going to uncover and discover some of those subconscious emotions and bring those forward and really take a look at them so we can integrate those. And that's what we'll be doing during this workshop.